Hey guys, hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, and I'm back live again now. The second live show I've done, and it's been, I think the last one was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's a late night live one on here. So it's one of the later ones. It's about 12 midnight now. I don't know how many people will come into the room now, but and I think I've done this right. Yeah, someone says, "Are you ready?" Yes, yeah, I'm ready for the late night. I'm not going to be on here as long as I was last time. Last time I was live for like 2 hours, so it was a really, really long time. No, not 2 hours, 4 hours. So it was 4 hours on here last time. So I'm definitely not going to be on here that long tonight, but probably like maybe like a little over an hour or so, and the super chat is on here as well. I'm pretty sure all that's still set up and everything correctly. And pretty much, guys, you can just ask me any questions you guys have on here. I'm just waiting for everyone to come in here now. And I don't never know how to share this link to post it onto like Facebook and stuff. I used to know how to do that on here. I used to like give you like an actual link to post. So let me see if I can copy this and put it onto like Facebook too. Live now on. Yes, I'm posting the link up on my Facebook. So let's see. So I'll copy this one here and put this on Facebook. I think that is the right link. Yeah, that seems to be right. So let's see. I'll put it up on. Yeah, that should be fine, just on the main Facebook. So let's see. The first one I have on here though is someone said Merry Christmas. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great holidays and everything. Someone said, do you watch anime? No, like that's the one type of films that I really don't know too much. Like I haven't seen that many animes. Like the Studio Ghibli films, like I've seen most of those, but like a lot of like the animes though, that's some of the stuff I haven't really seen that much of. Thanks for hey Edward Sanchez, yeah, thanks for always commenting on the videos and everything too. You actually get paid for being in those sci-fi movies. It kind of depends. Like some of them it can be like with me now, since I've been doing like the acting since 2008. I think was the first one was with the movie Banshee. Like nowadays, I won't do anything unless they cover at least travel and hotel. Like if I leave the state and that kind of stuff. But the most part of things usually pay. It's like not like huge money or anything like that, but for the most part, they do. And like I won't do stuff like I won't do something where it would like cost me money to do it or something like that, because it's like you can't, because I do it for fun, act for fun, so like I don't want it to like cost me something to do it or something like that. Like when I first started out though, the early movies that I did, yes, like I did like for some of them, I ended up paying to get there, and but that was really early on, like 2009 and stuff like that. Let's see, are you going to watch FX Christmas Carol? It was so good. Now I've seen a lot of people posting about that Christmas Carol. I need to check that one out, for sure. Have you seen Have you seen On Cinema at the Cinema? No, I don't know that one. You watch and enjoy Stanley Kubrick movies? No, I really do like his movies. I mean, to me, like the ones that I feel like most people watch the most with Stanley Kubrick is like, at least for me, is The Shining and Clockwork Orange, and then probably Eyes Wide Shut, which is like, and also when it comes to The Shining, they announced they're going to be releasing the, for Doctor Sleep, they're going to be releasing the extended cut of that, which is like 30 minutes longer, which I'm interested in seeing that longer cut. I really like that Doctor Sleep. Like, I was one of those movies, like, when I saw the trailer and, like, going into it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those trailers where you just don't know from seeing it. But then I was like, oh, yeah, I really do, really did like this one. What time is it where you are? Yeah, it's 12:05. So yeah, like I said, this is a real late night one. I have no idea how many people are in here. I have the super chat on, so if you guys have any super chat questions or anything like that, let me know. Last time with the super chat, everyone was asking for the hat to come off. So yeah, if you look back on the last stream, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Very rad picture, Return of the Living Dead in the background. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I have a lot of like signed things from Return of the Living Dead. Full Metal Jacket is a great Stanley Kubrick movie. No, that's what's funny about Full Metal Jacket is, what that's one of those movies, and I don't know why. When the one character ends up, the drill sergeant segment, when that, what ends up happening to that character, and the drill sergeant scene, like for some reason when that was over, like I was kind of like I didn't watch any more of it back in the day. So one day I need to actually go and watch the that one again, actually see the whole thing. I guess I ain't sleeping tonight. No, don't worry though, I'm not going to be on here as long as I was last time. Like last time, like I said, it was like over 4 hours or 4 hours exactly, so I won't be that long. Someone asked here too, how many movies do you have? Yeah, I've talked about that in the past. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never counted them in years. Like, I think back in the day, I counted like early on. But like I said, if anyone ever wanted to like get an idea of how many I have, you could kind of go back and like start the first time you saw me posting in my DVD collection update video. If you guys watched like that, and then watch like every single one of them and like counted how many, because I usually, early on though, I don't think I always put the name of the movies in the description. Nowadays I always put the movies, in the Tuesday videos, and I put like time codes and all that kind of stuff. So, but if you look back on the old videos and you counted every one of those movies, then you could kind of get an idea, because for the most part 90% of the things that I get I review. So I guess that would be a way to like get the amount that I have. Let's see. Are you going to the new Bill and Ted? Yeah, no, I really cannot wait for the new Bill and Ted. I saw the pictures and seeing them now, and then seeing Death back, like because like I remember seeing the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in theaters as a kid, and it was like I remember came out while I was at summer camp, and I remember like as a little kid I was like obsessed for some weird reason, thinking that I was like a robot. So I was doing like all this like robot kind of thing, like I telling the kids in the camp like, oh, I can take my face off and all this ridiculous stuff. But I definitely, can't wait to see that. Someone said, blink if you're locked in that room. No, I'm not locked in the room. I just closed the door so nobody walks by or anything like that. But if you guys are watching this video now, definitely give us a thumbs up. And if you have any super chat questions, those are on. Someone says, so no need to go in detail. Do you have another job, or is YouTube your job? Pretty much that's my main thing, is YouTube. And then, like I said, acting here and there and stuff. And there is a lot of stuff coming up. There was almost something today that I was going to do, and then like it just sort of fell apart, that whole thing, which happens sometimes, especially when you find out about something like last minute. Cats movie, no, I'm definitely going to see the Cats movie with my brother. Like, and it's one of those movies, when I first saw the trailer, I knew it looked kind of like sort of strange, like the CGI, like it's some of the strangest looking CGI I've ever seen. Like, I don't know why they decided to do that the way they did. I mean, I think it would have worked better with less jokes about how like weird it looks if they would have done like if the show Zoobilee Zoo from years ago, which was all the characters was like a cat's kind of looking characters, and they all were in makeup and practical and stuff. And I think that's probably the way they should have done it, and it still would have been goofy seeing like Taylor Swift and all those big names in this sort of makeup like that. But that's kind of the way they did the stage show, so I don't know why they went this full CGI thing with it, because I think that's what's making it, people can't kind of get past how like goofy the CGI is looking. What movie do you hate that most people like? I don't know, like some movies like that I hear people go on about, like, oh, this was really interesting, and I don't end up liking it too much. Like, I can't remember, like, when it comes to movies I really, really don't like, there aren't that many. Like, I'm one of those kind of people, like, if you see the reviews and everything, I always try and find, like, the positive and everything that I watch. I try and find something good about everything, and, because I know the amount of work that it goes into a movie, and there's some movies that are really, really, I just didn't like, I don't know, I really can't think of anything that I really, really dislike, though, that, like, was, like, stuck with me. I remember when the movie The Family Man came out, with, who was in The Family Man? It was Nicolas Cage, and I remember when I saw that, I really disliked that movie because I really hated the way it ended. So I remember that was a movie back in the day I remember really, really disliking. Someone said something about It's Pat. No, like, It's Pat. Oh yeah, It's Pat's a movie, though, everyone dislikes, that I've always loved, and I never understood why people. I feel like that movie kind of goes over people's head, that it's supposed to be such a joke. You know what I mean? That it's supposed to be so ridiculous. And to me, I always love really, really ridiculous stuff. Like Greasy Strangler was a recent movie, which is kind of in like a vibe of, like, It's Pat. Clifford is in that same kind of weird humor. I love that kind of stuff. When is your next movie review parody going to be? I don't know. Like, I don't know what the next one would be, and I have to, like, I always play such weird characters, and then, like, it comes back at me, like, with those parodies. So, like, I don't know. I have to figure out. I know I'll probably do one for Bill and Ted, like, parody wise. I think that's really one that I can see myself doing because of how much I like that. I'll definitely do, like, a review of that, and when the trailer is out for that, I'll do, like, a review of the trailer. Like, I can't, like, that to me is, like, one of the most interesting ones coming up. And it's funny with Keanu Reeves too, that I'm sure the dates are going to change with this, like how they're saying that The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are going to come out the exact same weekend, so it's going to be like a Keanu Reeves weekend. So that would be really interesting if that actually happens. Did you see the trailer for Tent? I did. I thought that looks cool. Which one, the original or Spielberg's? Which one do you mean here for that one? The diner. I hated it. I don't know if I watched that one or not. I just got Spookies today from Vinegarson. Did you get it? No, I should be getting a copy from them soon for that one. Spookies, though, like, I only saw that for the first time when that released, like, because there was a company that put out a DVD of it, and I don't know what the company was. I can't remember, but I know I got a copy of it from the guy who was making them. And I think they were official, or he made a handful of them. So that was the first time I saw them, whenever that released, like a year or two ago. But I know that one has, like, lots of features, but Spookies, when the Vinegar Syndrome website goes back up, which I think it's going to be today, I heard. If you guys haven't got that one, that's definitely one I would recommend. Do you miss eating junk food? When it comes to junk food, though, like, I still here and there, have stuff like that. Like, not like fried food or anything like that. But, like, I occasionally have, like, a piece of, like, chocolate or something like that. So I don't, like, not eat anything at all. Like, the big thing with me with going to the gym is I go to the gym mainly to be able to, like, maintain my weight. And I feel like I feel better after I do it, too. Like, some people, like, say how they just like going, and sometimes when you're there doing it, you're kind of like, oh man, this is a pain, I want to get out of here. But then you always feel a lot better after you've done it. Top 10 of the year and decade. Yeah, I did a DVD collection video, which was, like, my favorite movies from like 2000 to 2010, but I think I actually filmed it in 2008. So I need to do a new, like, horror one. My favorite movies from 2010. All the 2010s. That's one of those ones I definitely need to do a new one of them. Hackers, 1995 Thoughts. Yeah, I always liked that movie. I remember when I first saw that movie, when that first came out, how much I really liked that. And it's like, even though I just like the concept of that movie. It just had this real, the lighting and the way it was shot. It had this real quick pace to it. Do you like Green Day? Yeah, I haven't listened to, like, new Green Day, but I remember, like, when they, I think, like, from my birthday when I was in, like, the second grade, I remember, like, getting, like, a Green Day cassette tape from one of my friends, and, like, I remember, like, really obsessed with that, and that birthday party too. That was, like, one of the weirdest birthday parties that year. Second grade, it was at, I don't know if you guys remember DZ to Discovery Zone, which was like a kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, and they've been gone for years. But it was like Chuck E. Cheese, only instead of like lots and lots of games, there was games, but it was all about like crawl throughs. So like there's like a Discover at Chuck E. Cheese, how they have those crawl through things you go through. Unlike at Chuck E. Cheese, which was kind of like small ones and like, not a huge thing. Discovery Zone was 100% about those crawl throughs. So they would be these huge things, and I remember I got the nerve up to invite a friend of mine. Now this girl that I really liked, and I invited her to go, and she went. And then my one friend there, she ended up, uh, having a crap in their pants, I'll just say, in the party room. And it was like reeked up the whole thing. And it was like this mortifying experience because like I finally like invited this person. I had the nerve up to do it. And then this whole embarrassing thing happened with this one crapping himself at the party. It was like, oh my God! It was one of those things you never forget that this happened. And it was like this weird mortifying thing. It says, are you still in touch with Joe Franz? Now, I haven't talked to Joe Franz in a really, really long time. Like, if he's ever out here again, though, I totally would do, like, a new vlog again or something like that. I did hear, though, that they're doing, I saw the post and everything, so I don't know 100% who's in it, but they're doing a Jackass 4, which would be interesting to see, how them now at their age doing it. I see Kai Rappaport in here, Movie Buff 1. He said, hi, Sean, how are you doing? Hope all is well and wish you a Merry Christmas. Yeah, everyone check out Movie Buff 1. Kai Rappaport, like, him and his girlfriend Lisa always do, like, movie reviews and stuff like that, but I met Kyle years back, like at one of the early conventions that I was at, and I think it was like Monster Mania or one of those ones. Watch Doctor Sleep. No, I've seen Doctor Sleep. I really like that one. I was talking about earlier too. They just announced they're going to be doing the director's cut. You think you could beat Wetmui One in an arm wrestling contest? I don't know. I don't think either me or Wetmui both are like arm strength kind of guys. I'm trying to do more like arm stuff at the gym because I'm like not really like strong like that. But I don't know. I don't think either of us. I think that would be one of those things where we probably would never win anything. Like nothing would go with that. It would kind of be like a draw. Someone said, how is MJ doing? I don't know. Like, I talked to him about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. He was going to be moving out here, and then, he was going to be somewhere up in L.A., and then the last thing I really heard was I got a text, and he said that they couldn't find a place, it was too expensive, and then they ended up deciding to move to somewhere else that they went through on the way out here. And that's pretty much where it was left. You know what I mean? But before that, for about a month or so, we were talking, texting, talked on the phone for a lot. So everything was fine. We were fine. So if he ever gets out here or anything like that again, I don't think he said he wants to do acting in movies or anything anymore from what he told me, which I think he's super talented. So hopefully maybe he decides to do something like that, get back into acting again. Why do you wear plain hats? I don't like to promote things. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So I always I've never really worn shirts and stuff like that have lots of logos or anything like that. I don't know why. I never really have. Can you do another toy collection videos? Yeah, I need to do more of that. The thing with me though is I haven't really bought a lot of new toys in a long time because I don't really have a lot of space. It's kind of I only have so much space to work with. So then it's kind of I don't have a lot of space to get a lot more stuff. There hasn't been as many interesting toys when it comes to horror toys and that kind of stuff that I've seen recently, and you kind of need to know what you're looking for with a lot of that too, to get it online and stuff, and because with Toys R Us being gone, but Toys R Us is coming back in some malls. So hopefully they put one out in California at some point, but I know they're starting to come back. It's one of those things, though, where with Toys R Us coming back, you don't know if it's going to hit. I think it's kind of depend on how they do this holiday in the malls that they put them in. What's weird too was they talked maybe 2 years ago or a little over a year ago about KB Toys coming back, and oh yeah, KB Toys is coming back, and then like nothing happened with that. I don't know if any of you guys remember hearing that, but I don't know what happened. Where's the cool versus wet page you had up? I know I didn't have that. This like ultra like hater guy had that. And I know exactly who the guy was. What's funny is the guy that made the Coolduder Wet Movie Hate page or whatever, which was kind of just parody videos he was doing. But like I back in the day watched his videos. Like I really liked his videos because he did videos like going around with his mom, going to like movie stores and stuff. That's what's funny is I don't think he even knows that I watched his stuff back in the day. Does your dog's breath stink? No, not really though. Sean, did you ever experience 4DX? I haven't. I haven't. There is only one in Hawaii, which is where I live. No, I've seen those 4DX theaters. There was one of them that was near me, and then I think it closed. It's like no, the 4DX the no, I think there's one near me, but then there was one that was like the older technology version of it before it was like more like it was just like the shaking seats before it had like the scents and smells and stuff. But I've never went to them because I'm always afraid that I would get like sort of motion sickness, from it or something like that. So I didn't really want to do it because I was afraid I kind of would get sick or something. Because like I remember like I sat on one of those double-decker buses, and like on the top level area, and I got like horrible motion sickness sitting up there. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Kyropper says, thanks so much for the shout out. Glad you're doing well. I saw you in Camp Blood 8 and you were awesome. Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, if any of you guys haven't seen that, David Sterling has Camp Blood 8 for sale, and me and Danny the Cinderstalker are both in that one. Like I said, guys, too, the Super Chat is on here if you guys have any Super Chat questions or anything like that. I'm trying to think of, like, fun things to do with the Super Chat. So if any of you guys have, like, ideas for that, like, for a certain amount would be, like, to, I don't know, like, if I don't know, I'm trying to think about, like, for certain reviews or a certain, like, type of shout-out or something. I don't know, I'm trying to think about what to do with that kind of stuff. What happened to Shane Jensen? Yeah, Shane Jensen left YouTube a while ago. I don't think, but he, maybe someday he'll come back again. Let's see, where do you think we live in a simulation? Like the Matrix? Yeah, I doubt. I mean, who knows? People. Sometimes you think about like that Truman Show kind of thing, about how strange things are with that. And how like. You see the same people sometimes, and you don't know how, or and that kind of stuff. So yeah, like who knows? Did you ever go to the Honey I Shrunk the Kids ride? Well, it wasn't like a ride exactly. It was at MGM, which is of course called Hollywood Studios now, but it was like a walkthrough type thing, and I did go to that. I might have filmed like a little bit of that back in the day, like a year or two before it closed. I can't remember for sure, but I did go to it. And as a kid though, going to Disney and Universal in Florida though, I didn't like to go to the Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing as much as I like going to, which is still surprisingly there for now, the Five O Goes Westland in Universal Studios Florida. And I used to love because they had like a water slide thing there, so I used to always do that. Any news on MJ? Wasn't he moving to California? No, he was. Like, it was a whole big thing. He was moving out here, and then, it just ended up not working out. What do you think about the new Star Wars film? No, I'm going to see that one probably Saturday or Monday, something like that. And tomorrow, too, today, there's a screening of that movie that I'm in called Los Angeles Shark Attack. What's the name of that theater that it's at? I'll have to see if I can remember. I share it. I'll share it on the Facebook on my Facebook if you guys are interested on that. What closed down? What store that closed down do you miss the most? Probably when it comes to like stores that I really liked. I really loved Tower Records. Like I thought that was like that was one of those places where I wish I was vlogging and filming it, like the movie stores and stuff like that back then, when those were still around, because I would love to have had videos of those. I really liked Virgin Records, but Virgin Records was a little overpriced. It was cool though, like the one in Florida was like this huge location. The one in New York, I remember going to, and that one closed earlier, I think, than some of the other ones. I think. Borders Books, I really liked. Like, I always liked Borders Books more than Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble's fine, but Borders Books I felt like really carried back in the day. Lots of cult movies and lots of like obscure horror films. Like, I remember buying some of the early like Anchor Bay and those kind of things. Then, have you ever been to Mission Beach? I'm pretty sure I've been to that beach. I'm not one of those people who goes to like a lot of beaches. Like, I don't know why. I've never really been like a huge like fan of like the beach too much. Is Deep Impact any good? That was the one? Was that I always mix up Deep Impact and Deep Rising with the name. If that was I think Deep Impact was the one on the boat, I believe. I think Deep Rising was the one with the big wave coming. And as I remember Deep Impact, though, if that was the one, I remember liking that one. No, I know. I saw that Wet Movie's still waiting for his ID, which is crazy. Whatever they're doing, I cannot believe that they're not getting that to him. Someone said Circuit City, Toys R Us, and Borders were my favorite that closed. No, I know. Like I was saying, Toys R Us is starting to come back in malls in like a small version. So who knows? When someone said, would you ever consider acting in an adult film? Well, I talked about this in the last live thing. I unknowingly ended up in an adult film once, which was like really upsetting to find out later. And it was like the second movie I ever did in 2009 with MJ, and we played Don and Murph in it, the characters we used to play, and it was basically about this guy who was like the serial killer, and like he kidnapped us from a bar, and then like tortured us and killed us. But then we watched the movie back, and it had like very, very adults like scenes in it. So that was like a real I say that took a long time to get that credit removed from IMDb. Like, oh, that was a tough one, because I was like, especially because like when that first started, like now I wouldn't even worry about it as much being on there, but when I did that then, I didn't have a whole lot of things on there, and I had like recently done like Ghostquake for Sci-Fi, or Haunted Eye for Sci-Fi, and I'm like, man, I don't want this on here, you know what I mean? Do you have the whole collection of Power Rangers? I have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I have all of those ones. Now, Wet Movie 1, he's not selling his whole collection, he's just selling some of the stuff, like duplicates and just stuff that he doesn't like, and that kind of stuff. But like, I hope though he can, because he I don't know if the job will still be there, but I hope he can get the damn license soon though. Have you ever had a little Deep Impact has Elijah Wood and Morgan Freeman. Yeah, Deep Impact's that one. Yeah, and then Deep Rising was the one on the boat. But Deep Impact, I like that as well, but that's one of those like super downer films. Like, it's like really, really depressing one. And yeah, like with Brendan though, I was going to see Brendan when he was here, but I was like totally not free, because he was only here like a little bit of time, and like I totally wasn't free to get to him that time when he was there, to see him at that time. Have you seen the Grudge 2020 trailer? No, I feel like the trailer for the new Grudge looks really good. Like, I think that should hopefully be pretty good. Oh yeah, and someone says, do you miss Sam Goody and Suncoast? No, I do. That's what's funny too. I found out when it comes to Suncoast Motion Pictures, the director of and this was such a random thing, who directed Doctor Sleep. He made a post that he worked in Suncoast, and he posted that he worked in the Suncoast in Towson Town Center. And what's so funny was he worked there when I was going there. So I used to talk to people that worked in Suncoast all the time. So, and then looking at the director and then thinking, I talked to that guy about movies and pre-ordering. And so it's really funny that Mike Flanagan, like, that, and it was so weird to find that out. And I'm like, wait a minute, I talked to him when years ago, before he started making movies in Suncoast, in the mall by my house, back when I lived in Maryland. So just such a a weird thing to find out. But no, I love Suncoast. Like I used to, like as a kid, and I remember when I first got DVD, I used to like go there and like I was allowed to like have on Fridays. I think I got like $20 or something like that, and I was allowed to like buy a movie. So I'd always like try and figure out how I could get the most movies. So a lot of times I liked like those cheesy, cheap, good time releases, DVDs and stuff like that, where you could buy like they were like $10, so you could get two of them, and that kind of stuff. Someone says, Are you going to do? You're going to have your 2009 top 10 worst movies. Usually I do like a best and worst video, so like in that one I'll talk about my favorite ones and then some of the ones that I didn't like, and that kind of stuff. Someone says you got to start making your own movies. I do have this movie that I want to do. It's not a horror movie, but it's just this crazy like family kind of throwback movie that has like vibes of Afraid of the Dark and all these kind of things, which who knows? You know, lately, you know, maybe I'll try and do it. You know, who knows? I have to write the whole thing. Um, but I would like at some point to maybe direct something, but I really have enjoyed acting more. Someone says, "Can you please remove your hat?" Well, the hat's only removed like last time for super chats, so that's the only way. Like I said, the super chat is on. If you guys have any super chat questions or channel shout outs or any of that kind of stuff. Someone says thoughts on the Grudge 3. Was that the American one? Like I don't know if I watched that one. I know I have it. Like I think I got like someone gave me a copy of it or something. Like a guy who used to have like a video store. He sent me like gave me like a spindle of like 150 movies or something. They were like loose discs, so I think I have like a loose disc of that one. Let's see. Do you still have your Honda Element? No, the Honda Element. Like it kind of like there was something went wrong with it, and it would have cost more money to fix the Honda Element than it was like worth. So we ended up, you know, selling it, and then I got the new one, the new car. Like it was not new anymore. It's like probably 2 years old, or I think something like that. But yeah, no, I don't have that anymore at all. I like that car though, because the car I have now doesn't sit up as high, so I did like the like higher up one. Thoughts on the Impractical Jokers movie trailer? I didn't know they were making a movie of that. What's funny about Impractical Jokers was like when that was on early on, I watched that one like all the time, that show, and then I watched it with my brother, and then I did. We watched like the Impractical Jokers like tour thing they did when they went on tour in a boat, and we were like, this isn't that funny, and then we never watched it again. Like it was like really weird. So I haven't watched the show in like a couple of years now. Um, Someone says I've been writing a movie for 5 years. Um, have you seen Alien Abduction Incident at Lake Canyon? Have you ever seen a VHS copy of it? No, I've never seen that one. The Grudge 3 had a lot of potential. Now I need to watch that one. I've seen the Sarah Michelle Gellar, you know, one, the remake, but I haven't seen the other ones. Thoughts on Pirates of Silicon Valley and the 1953 War of the Worlds? I don't know if I watched the Silicon Valley one. I know I watched the War of the Worlds. I haven't seen that in years though, and I saw the remake. That's one of those movies, the remake, the Tom Cruise one, that you see like so much on TV. Because I like at the gym that I go to, they let me change the channel and put a movie on, and it's so funny though. Like with like what they play on TV, they have like the same. I don't know if you guys notice this. I just noticed it because they only have like the regular channels, the regular like TBS, TNT, that kind of stuff. But if you look, it's like they play the same like 20 movies, and they just play them around again and again. So I'm like always watching like the same certain things because it's like I can't find anything. So it's like Fifth Element, Mrs. Doubtfire, Willy Wonka. You know, it's like the same things. It's like kind of nuts, but it's like I gotta put something on to kind of like motivated like to do it. And luckily enough, sometimes there's like newer things. Did you go to college? If not, why? I went to this thing called Sheffield Institute for the Recording Arts, which was a like like I think it was maybe 9 months like film program, which was you know like about film. I think that was in probably 2007 maybe, or 2006, maybe 2006, and it was like a film program, and it was just about editing, shooting, all that kind of stuff. So I did that, and then I went to this school called Essex Community College of Greater Baltimore County, and I didn't last there long because I wanted to go and like just take like classes I was interested in, but they made me do like remedial kind of things, like English and math and all that kind of stuff in order to take like those classes. So it's safe to say that I lasted there like a year and then left. Like to me, for what I do, like college was never like a big interest, like to do a lot of that kind of stuff. So no, like for me, like if I was going to be like a doctor or something like that, or a lawyer, yeah, you would. But for me, it never really, like I don't know, I did okay in school, in like high school and everything and all that, and but I'm one of those kind of people too that has like a terrible time paying attention if I don't care about something or I'm not interested. Like I literally like can't do it. So it's like near impossible. So it's like I just didn't do very well. Wet Movie 1 was on YouTube before you? I don't think so. Because I discovered Wet Movie later, maybe a year or two when I was online. But I was actually on before YouTube. I've been on doing this stuff forever. Like I was on, like doing online videos since 2004. Like right when I graduated from high school, I made this kind of it was before MySpace, and it was called Friends Pages, and I made that, and you couldn't even post links. You could click on this thing. But I posted up on like websites like Zippy Videos and that kind of stuff. I posted the skits. Then I eventually made a website. But no, I've been doing like online videos since 2004. So it's been for so long. Like it's crazy that I've done that kind of stuff. And I remember Friends Pages though. I only had that up for maybe like 3 months, and it got like 150,000 people looking at it or something, which is, I don't know how it happened. I used to go on the Napoleon Dynamite. Used to have when Napoleon Dynamite first came to theaters, they had a website where they had like a chat box on there, and I used to go on there and talk to people about the movie, and I posted links to my videos on there, and that's how a lot of people found that. So some of the early people that ever saw my videos, if they've been around since the beginning, they would have found them through me promoting and posting the Friends Pages link on the chat box on Napoleon Dynamite's thing. So I kind of owe me doing videos online and like anyone seeing them and me continuing to do them from that, I kind of, it all goes to Napoleon Dynamite. Like I said too, guys, we have the super chat on here if you guys have any super chat questions on there. Let's see. And I have to think too, I've thought about too a super chat, like planning on like, oh, if I got a certain amount, I would go and like use it to, go to Arizona and do like a movie hunting video. Like that's kind of like what I was thinking about for super chats, was like to fund like going to maybe a convention and documenting it, or going to like Family Video and doing a thing there. And like, that's what I really want to do, is I want to do more locations, movie shops and movie places and full tours, kind of like I did with Scarecrow Video. Like I really love doing that kind of stuff. I finally saw the trailer for Mr. Bleachers. It has a lot of potential. I'm quite interested in the relationship between the two characters, Billy and Mr. Bleachers. Now, Mr. Bleachers, I think, is going to be a really cool movie. Like, the director, like, he's a super talented, and, like, he put together a really great group of people on that. Like, to me, like, out of everything I've done, that group really, it's done up until now, really was one of the top for having it together and professional and the way they were shooting it and all that kind of stuff. Are you ever going to do a Don and Murph skits again? Are you completely done with that? I don't know. Like, people ask me that a lot about, like, if I would do another Don and Murph, and I don't know if I could do it now. Like, because, like, Don, the character, was, like, really heavy, and me now, and I always thought, too, like, who would play, like, Murph, and I sometimes see people that kind of look a little bit like they could do it. Like, I always thought, like, if I did one, I could see, like, someone like Andy Dick playing Murph. I always sort of thought that, and maybe he could do it. You know what I mean? In, like, a one-off video. But I really don't know. I don't know who... there was this one guy that works in the movie theaters that I go to that kind of always looks like AMJ a little bit. And I always thought, like, maybe he could have done it. You know what I mean? But I don't even know if he's, like, would even be able to act. Are you going to... do you care about slipcovers? Vinegar Syndrome has the best. No, Vinegar Syndrome I love, and they have some of the ones that are like these real hardbound cases. No, but I actually really like slipcovers. When I do reviews for Vinegar Syndrome, though, I don't usually get the slipcovers because they send them to review. So since the slipcovers are so limited and everything, but I have some of them, like I think Mr. Ice Cream Man and some of them, but they're some of the best slipcovers. Favorite standalone horror title? I will say, like, I don't know for favorite, but I watched a really good one called The Girl on the Third Floor. I watched that one last night. It was like really kind of gross too. There's some really gross stuff, but I really like that one. Did you see Rise of Skywalker? No, I have to keep seeing that one. Why do you keep blocking people's comments you don't like? I just said that some of the movies have been bad rating on IMDb and you block me. I don't even know. I don't really block anybody. Unless somebody says something really negative, I don't really delete anything unless it's like really like something offensive or something or like that. But I don't really do a lot of that blocking. Like, I think, like, back in the day, I kind of worried about it more. Now I really don't, because, like, the thing is too, you guys in the comments and everything are really, really supportive. I mean, I seriously appreciate how you guys are, and like, I always try to, if you guys don't see, I always try to, when the new videos, I always try and comment back to everything and all that kind of stuff. Can you show your VHS collection? Yeah, I don't have I don't have a lot of VHS anymore. Like, I have so I don't know, Movie Master. I don't even know when you would have been blocked, honestly. I mean, it could have been who knows when, if. I've been watching you since, I guess, 2010? It says WOO. I don't know. So what year was that you watched from? Favorite Scream Factory title? I think one of the ones that they released that I was really excited about when I remember when it first came out was Motel Hell. That was one of the ones I remember, like, really, really being excited about. I'm trying to think of some other ones that, and like when they released the Sleepaway Camp movies, those ones were ones that I really, really liked. Those ones. Oh, so I've been watching since 2009. Yeah, so 2009. So I was like, I moved in 2010. So yeah, thanks so much though for watching since then. Like, it's crazy though when I think about how long I've done these videos on here though. How many years? What job do you do besides acting in YouTube? That's pretty much the main thing that I do. I should be doing, though, some of that kind of stuff that people do, like promotions and that kind of stuff, which I've never done much of that. I don't know, it's like, I definitely, that's one of those things I need to do, because a lot of people on YouTube do that kind of stuff, like, but I've never done any of that kind of stuff. Hey, Coolduder, long time watching, used to love your videos with your family, travels, whatever. How is mom, dad, bro? Much love. Merry Christmas from New Zealand. No, I always like doing the videos with my family and everything. It's just like, sometimes the comments back in the day, and I think a lot of that was because I was so heavy. So, like, back when I was really heavy, there was a lot of, like, weird kind of comments. Have you found any out of print titles lately? I'm always looking. It's harder to find the stuff, um, and there's like less and less that you come up, because like in like used stores and everything, the movies that are super obscure, like a lot of times people didn't have them. You know what I mean? Like I'm always looking for like midnight hour is what I'm always looking for. But no, like when it comes to like, that kind of stuff, no. For promotions, what's that? Like, people get like a product or something and they promote it, or they've gotten like Hello Fresh or those kind of things. But I don't know, they don't really fit to the channel. You know what I mean? It'd have to be like stuff that like really, fits the channel. Like I should have, for example, for like a promotion, for like the Black Friday video I did, I should have done like, this video is sponsored by, something like that. You know what I mean? Like I should have done something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff. And then you have like a company that like gives you like a 30-second ad for promote for them or something like that. But I've never done any of that kind of stuff though. When's Herb's next trip to the dentist? I was at the dentist like this week on Monday to have like a filling done. That's why if you guys watch the latest DVD Tuesday video, watch at the very end, like the last stuff I show. I was still like numb from the dentist, so my mouth was all like hunched to the side and everything. Start selling Coolduder merch. I'm sure they will sell well. No, I've thought about that. Like, if I had like certain merch that I was selling, I should be like I think like hats. So, like, and they should be called like Coolduder balding hats. You know what I mean? Something like that. And like some kind of shirt. And I've talked about over the years doing that kind of stuff. I definitely need to do something like that. Awesome movie to watch with you is Haunted High with Danny Trejo. Yet on Haunted High 2 was out of print too for a while, but Mill Creek has it. If you guys have never gotten to see Haunted High, the one that I acted in with Danny Trejo, that one is out in like I think it's like a 6-movie pack from Mill Creek, and it's under the title Ghostquake. So it's like a collection there. What's your weight now? My weight's pretty much been like around like 195 to like 200, like in that range, the last like, I don't know, 3 years or so. I've stayed at that amount. Make a logo. No, yeah, I need to figure out something like that. Are you religious? No, I've never really been religious at all. Like never my entire life. There's a $2 super chat here from the Fleece 2. Thanks so much for the super chat. And it says, please join Letterboxd. No, that's one thing people tell me I need to do that. I don't know why I've never gotten on super chat. Like, I mean, on Letterboxd. I feel like I would never be able to have like you know the like all the movies that I have on Letterboxd, but I would be able to put like the current things that I see. It would definitely sell. Do what Cinema Sickness does. I know Cinema Sickness does a lot of shirts and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I should have that kind of stuff. And I know you can make them pretty easily. But it's always weird, like having stuff like that. But I guess it's kind of like, well, it's like there, and if people are interested in it, because like out of all the time that I've done this stuff, I've never had any like merch at all, which is, I definitely should. What was your heaviest weight? The heaviest weight was 456 pounds, and it might have been a little bit more because I was like sort of sick for a couple days before I went to the hospital when I had cellulitis. So the weight could have been a little bit past that. Like it could have been up until, I mean, honestly, the weight could have been 460, 470, like it is at its like highest. It's just crazy to think that it was like over 456 for sure. Like when I think like, man, that's like double what I am now, double plus, and like but it did damage though. Like when you do that, when you have that kind of weight, like I always have like every so often like back kind of stuff where I can do like the treadmill and everything, but if I stand in one, and I've talked about this in the past, if I stand in one position too long, it's almost like my back goes out. So like at conventions and stuff, it's really hard for me at conventions, like going around, like when I'm at Comic-Con and I have like the bag on my back, walking around, like the stuff in it, like it throws my back out. I have like the worst back pain from that, and that's 100% from the weight. Luckily enough, though, I never had like knee problems, like because like I could have like destroyed my knees from that kind of weight. Did you have extra surgery to remove extra skin? Luckily enough, the extra skin for me is not horrible. It's not like when you see some people, but the problem with that is like with the surgery, there's like can be a lot of complications with it, and it can like I don't know, it can take forever to like recover from it. So like to me, I'm not like worried about it. Like I'm not gonna let it get to me like that thing because it's kind of like it's sort of like a reminder. But have you had any issues with extra skin? No. Luckily enough, there's been no like issues with it or anything like that. And hey man, I've been used to watch a lot back in the Donna Murph days. What's MJ been up to? Like I said, like with him, all I know is he moved to another area. I don't know if he's there anymore. Hopefully at some point I'll hear from him again. Like I really don't know. And someone said losing weight was life saving. No, like if I didn't lose the weight, if I didn't start losing weight in 2014, like now, like I honestly I don't know if I'd be alive. Like or I feel like I'd be totally, like bedbound. Do you know what I mean? Someone says, "What's the next skit?" That's an idea here too for the super chat, and that's from the Fleece too. Thanks for the $2 super chat. But when it comes to like skit, that's the one thing with skits. Like they can be pricey to make. Like some of them like oof. So like maybe I would do like one of these live ones with like a goal of trying to get like $100 or something like that to or whatever it would kind of cost, or maybe like and that's like when people have Patreon and stuff. I should have like a Patreon maybe someday, and then have like an option for a certain amount. Somebody could like say what skit to make. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm trying to think about different kind of stuff to do. But the next skit, I don't know. Like, let me know below, guys, like what you guys would like to see, like a parody of, coming out. Like I said, Bill and Ted, whenever that releases, I really feel like I have to do something like for that. I really have to figure something out for that one. Do you like any animated TV shows or movies? No, I like well, I'm trying to think if there's anything animated TV show wise that I watch now, like on a regular basis. Like I can't think of anything new. But like I still watch The Simpsons here and there. But of course, like I watched like King of the Hill. That was one of those ones. I watched like every single episode of that. Animated movies, like the most recent animated movie I watched was Abominable, which I really thought was good. Like I was surprised with how much I liked that one because I didn't know what I thought I was going to think about that one from the trailer. What Which one has the most movies, Nicolas Cage or Samuel L. Jackson? Well, the most movie people ever, who's been in the most movies, I think, is not either of them. It's Eric Roberts. If you guys ever look up Eric Roberts, like, he's in the most, like, of anybody, I think, of probably all time. You should do a parody of the new Grudge film. Now, that's definitely one that has, like, a possibility for parody, like, stuff like that. Because, that has, like, that shower hand scene and that kind of stuff. What motivated you to lose weight? Well, I went to the hospital, and I had cellulitis. And then I was, like, hospitalized. And it was, like, a terrible infection in my leg. And I just sort of thought I was going to die. And when I was in the hospital, I kind of had these weird visions of myself, like, back in the hospital again after a, like, heart attack or a stroke. And it was kind of like when I was in the hospital then. It was kind of like I just sort of had this moment where I was like, it's like enough of this bullshit. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I'm done. I'm done being this weight. I can't do this anymore. And, and it was kind of scary for me doing it too because, I kind of, too, when it came to acting, I was always the really heavy guy or like the sight gag. And I know that if I stayed the same weight, I probably would have done other things that I wouldn't have done now, but then I may not have lived. But luckily enough, in the recent year, um, I've gotten more movies now coming up that I'm doing, and it's not the fat guy. It's like a regular characters, and it's just so weird reading scripts when I'm like playing. I still play goofy kind of Clint Howard kind of oddballs, but it's like, and then I play more regular kind of like stuff that I never would have done when I was that heavy. Because when you were heavy, it was always fat jokes, fat jokes, fat jokes. And like looking back on some like Girls Gone Dead, which I love that movie, but like all the jokes of that was all about my weight. There's a $2 super chat from Hammy Jammy. Love your channel. Why didn't you meet up with Brendan? No, like I told Danny when I heard that Brendan was coming. I said, could you ask Brendan if he could come this week? Because like today I would have been totally free to see him, but then he wanted to come when he went, so I totally wasn't able to see him. It was like impossible to do it, and but no, I would have gone. But it didn't seem like it seemed like it was a lot of problems though because of the ID and everything. So he couldn't get into a lot of places and all that kind of stuff. I was ashamed that he had all that kind of stuff go wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, I just hopefully he gets the thing soon. Have a good night, my friend. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. Favorite animated movie when I was growing up is Little Nemo. No, I loved Little Nemo as a kid. That was a lot of people don't know about that one. That was definitely like a really underrated one. Do a Vegas meetup. No, if I do, there's like whenever I go to do like Pool Party Massacre 2 in Vegas, maybe like if I'm there like an extra day or something like that, I could do something like that. I'll definitely like if I do something like that, I'll definitely like make a post or something like that. Best recent animated movie is Your Name. I've not seen that one. The DMV is the worst. No, I know. Like I dread too when I have to, because everyone's gonna have to do it in October. Switch their IDs to like the real ID, so then you can fly. You know what I mean, or get a passport. Favorite old school Nintendo game. Probably, honestly, the one that I played the most was like when it came to Nintendo was the Mario Brothers. Like that was like the main thing I watched. That I played. Someone says, "Do you like the movie Snake Eyes, the Nicolas Cage one?" That's one of those Nicolas Cage movies that I don't think I've seen. What's funny about Nicolas Cage though, like nowadays though, I try and watch like everything he's in. Like because I feel like recently in the last like 5 years, there's been a few ones that are not amazing, but he's done some stuff that is really cool. Like I'm really interested in seeing the movie coming out that's from the director, who was originally going to be directing Iron of Dr. Moreau. I think it's Richard Franklin or Richard. I can't remember for sure, but the new one he's doing, I can't wait for that. Are you going to do Around the Country too? That's what Kyle Rapport asked. Movie Buff 1 asked. I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever do another one of those or not. Like, if I did it now, though, there's so many different companies. I know I could get, like released, since I know a lot of these companies and like indie companies and everything. So maybe, someday, I don't know what it would be. Like if I went to like the UK or Japan or something like that. Have you seen the New Zealand movie Once Were Warriors? No, I've not seen that one. Have you seen Trapped Alive from Arrow Video? Was that one? I believe that was the one when they fell in. I think I reviewed that one. When they fell into that hole in the ground, or trapped down there. I thought that was a fun. Richard Stanley. That's the one. Richard Stanley. That new movie looks interesting. But I was saying about Nicolas Cage though. I feel like he's really making like seriously super interesting movies lately. That I got one to review that I'm gonna watch soon called Running with the Devil. He's one coming out soon on Blu-ray called Primal. Dogtooth was a tough one to get through. Yeah. There's some movies though that were like hard watches. Like the Martyrs, I remember like that was a really really like a hard movie to watch. How was it working with Beetlejuice on Girls Gone Dead? What's funny about that was I didn't know when I did that movie that Beetlejuice was in it, and none of us did, because I think it was might have been leaked to me after I did it, and I was one of the only people that they told. But that whole crazy girl scene, I don't think was all in the script fully, so a lot of people didn't know about that. If you guys saw Girls Gone Dead, and so I didn't get to meet him there, but there's a video at Comic-Con with me signing when we were signing for the release of that at Comic-Con at the E1 booth, and it was like me sitting with Ron Jeremy and Beetlejuice. That was like a it was, and I was talking to Beetlejuice the whole time. He was a nice guy though, and then he like looked at me and says, "No, I know you. I see you every day." And it was like this. Some of those things I never forget. Like the surreal thing, because I'm somebody that grew up listening to Howard Stern. I still listen to Howard Stern. I mean, I've listened to Howard Stern since I was like in the 6th grade, waiting for the bus. I used to have like a little cassette player, and it would have like a AM radio on it, so I would listen to it. So I've listened to Beetlejuice and all that forever. And like I think now though on Howard Stern the star of the show of the Whack Pack is High Pitch Eric, which is like I almost feel like he should just host his own show. um, have you ever seen sci-fi thriller Prospect? Yeah, the Prospect has the actor too who's on the new Star Wars show. Um, that was a really cool movie though. I love Beetlejuice. Yeah, Beetlejuice is great. Like I wish he would come on the Howard Stern more often. Like I said, guys, there's a super chat on here. If you guys have any super chat questions or shout outs or anything for that. Do you still keep the shirt from Girls Gone Dead? Yeah, let me see if I have that. Yeah, here's the actual shirt. So this was actually the shirt from Girls Gone Dead. So yes, I still have this shirt. This was like international symbol for Need's head. I don't know if there was 2 of them. If they had, it was from some company called Foul Mouthed Shirts. But yes, I still have that. I always try to take the clothes if I can. Like if you guys saw Jersey Shore Massacre, I still have. This was the shirt I wore in the Fat Camp Massacre, because like in the movie Jersey Shore Massacre, they watch this movie on the TV, and on the Blu-ray there's like a short, like of the actual movie that they were watching. But this is the shirt from that. I think I have, and the best shirt that I have though, which I was really glad that they let me keep, is the shirt from Ghostquake. So this is the actual. There was only one of these shirts, and this is the one I wore in the entire Ghostquake movie, and it's a 5XL. But I'm really glad that they let me take it, because like they had these coins in the movie that I tried to take and they wouldn't let me. So yeah, like I was really glad I got to to keep that shirt, because like I always try to keep the wardrobe. If they supplied the wardrobe, I try the best I can to keep it. Have you ever met Mini Me? Mini Me passed away, but I never got to see him at a convention. I think he was at a convention that he was at a convention that I wasn't able to go to, because I think I was filming something or something like that. So I have an autograph from him that my dad got, but I never got to meet him. But I loved his videos. Like I always watched his videos. Do you miss the East Coast? The thing I like about the East Coast is like if you look at the YouTuber Cinema Sickness, he goes to all those like cool like outdoor flea market swap meets. There's not much of that here, and that's the only thing that I liked. But I don't like the weather. Like I have this weird condition called, I think it's called like Raynaud's disease or something like that, where if I'm out in the cold, like if I touch cold things like frozen food and things like that, I have like my fingers get like white, and it kind of came from losing the weight. So like if I was in the East Coast when it's really freezing, like 0 and that kind of stuff, I would be like have to buy those hand warmer things all the time. Like that's one thing I don't like about going to Disney when it's cold. All the water in Disney is cold. Like half the sinks are freezing, and if you have that thing that I do, you like freeze up your hands. Recently saw the movie doco, a horror doco. Forgot what it was. I don't know. I'm not sure that one. Have you ever seen Dead Zone? I've seen the Dead Zone movie. I never got to. I never saw the show though. Someone says I think Sid Haig would be the coolest genre actor to meet. No, I met Sid Haig, who recently passed away at a number of conventions. What's funny too was I found out when I was doing Haunted High. The producer told me, "Oh yeah, Sid Haig. We almost had Sid Haig be in the movie." And I'm like, "Man, I wish." I really love MC Gainey though, who played the part. But man, I would have loved to Sid Haig is one of the top people that I would love to have worked with. I'd love to work with Michael Berryman and some of those kind of people that I would really love to Bill Moseley and that kind of stuff, or some of the people I would love to get to have a scene with or something. Who's taller, Mini Me or Beetlejuice? Oh, Beetlejuice is definitely taller than Mini Me was, because yeah, definitely. Um, did you watch the 80s documentary In Search of Darkness? I kind of, when it comes to In Search of Darkness, I don't know, I don't really want to watch that one, because I talked about it a little bit in the last live show. Um, I was supposed to be in that documentary, but there was all these weird requirements. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but it basically it was weird, and they wanted me to make all these things on my channel, and so I didn't end up doing it. Which is, there's a lot of stuff like that where things don't work out or whatever, but for some reason I just don't really want to watch it because of that, because of the whole behind the scenes kind of go on with it. Favorite Batman movie and actor? For to me, the favorite Batman is always Michael Keaton. I always, I grew up watching, Tim Burton's Batman films, and to me, I see. There's something about too Michael Keaton. He seems more like a regular kind of guy as Batman, and I really liked him, in that part. And I feel like Val Kilmer too. I thought Val Kilmer did a really good job, but Christian Bale though is more when you think of a really polished actor, and he was really really good as well. But to me, Michael Keaton, I just really loved him in that. And when it comes to Batman, I think the original is the best one. But I watch Batman Returns more. Have you watched Body Bags? Still a classic. Yeah, Body Bags is great. That's one of my favorite anthologies, and it's too bad that, because I think that was supposed to sort of spin off into a series for Showtime, I believe. How much movies do you watch a week on average? It really depends. And it also depends too. Since I get the stuff to review, sometimes things come 3 weeks early and stuff like that. So I kind of don't watch them right away. I kind of wait, because it can kind of depend. Sometimes I have a few things, and sometimes I have a lot. But usually I at least watch one movie a day, sometimes two. Why didn't you play Pennywise again for It Chapter 2? Now, I thought about doing that, but I was kind of I didn't want to I don't know, I didn't know what else to do with it. And then it kind of came out when I was sort of busy with stuff, and it's very, that was a hard video to put together. And I didn't know how much I wanted to beat myself down again in the video, because that's kind of what Pennywise does. Most of the time when I do parodies, I usually poke fun at myself, but I didn't really know what to do with it differently than I did last time, because the last one too, I got the cameos in there from people and everything, so I was I didn't know who I would get. I have seen Girls Gone Dead. I was watching it, and it was awesome to see Jerry the King Lawler, and I get free movies on Roku TV. No, Jerry Lawler did a great job acting there. I wish he would do more acting. I thought he did a really good job in that movie. Hey man, long time fan, advice for someone starting their channel. Well, the main thing with if you're doing a YouTube channel is make sure you talk about stuff that you really like, where it's something that you could really talk about, you could really discuss well. Like, don't do a channel, just because it's kind of trendy, or you know what I mean? Like, if you make it about what you know and what you can talk about. That's why, like, with me, when I first started and everything, it was, it sort of turned into movies, mainly movies in 2006 or 7. And that's what I love, and that's what I I do everything when it comes to movies. I see all the movies, get to act in, like, indie horror movies and all that kind of stuff. So it's like you kind of have to make it about what you really are interested in. So I think we'll be on here for another 20 minutes. So we'll get to about an hour and a half. So if you guys have any super chat requests on here, definitely send those ones in now. Let's see. You think the 4K Blu-ray makes a difference on picture quality? I think so. I think, like I talk about in the reviews, like, I always notice they seems like a brighter picture. It just seems all around a much brighter picture quality. And that's what I really notice. Some 4Ks though don't really look too different. I have a Samsung player, which eventually I have to get another one though, because it's having some errors, and then it's doing, like, some odd business where some movies, just like one out of every, like, rarely I've had this happen, but it's almost as if it's like the region code is screwed up on it. It's just a region A player, but it's like acting up for some reason. Favorite holidays? Pretty much, I think Halloween is probably my favorite. Favorite sleepaway camp film? The first and second one are my favorite, but I really do like Return to Sleepaway Camp because it's so goofy. Like, I mean, it's, like, extremely goofy. Twister movie 1996. I remember that was one of those movies I saw in theaters, and I ended up leaving before it was over because it was such a loud film. So I remember, like, not really liking it because they turned up the audio in there, like, so blown out that it was like, oh my god. James Wan Saved Hard. Now, James Wan, I really like the stuff that he's produced and, has directed and everything. Do you have a Vinegar Syndrome collection? No, I do. I have a majority of Vinegar Syndrome stuff, and I'm lucky enough they send a lot of their things to review, so I get to see a lot of different stuff from them. I can't wait to see, though, what stuff they're going to have coming out this year, because they really, really have gotten some great stuff, that they've released. Thoughts on the new Jumanji movie? I didn't enjoy it. Biggest disappointment of 2019. I didn't think it was like a huge disappointment, but I did think that it wasn't as good as the first one. The first, newer movie. Get Out versus Us. I think Get Out is a little bit more memorable, but Us was a little bit more horror, and, like, the horror aspect to it. So I don't know. I think they're both. I think Get Out, though, is one that you could watch more, maybe. How many 4K movies do you have? I don't know. Maybe I think there's probably by now maybe 200. How long you been live? I've been live now for an hour and 12 minutes. How about Eli Roth movies? Yeah, a lot of people have, like, negative views on Eli Roth's movies, but no, I like his stuff. Like, I liked the Hostel movies. I really like Cabin Fever. I remember when I first saw Cabin Fever in theaters, how much I, like, obsessed about that movie. And I remember, like, talking about that in, like, a film class in high school, and everyone was like, "You like that movie?" And I'm like, "No, I love that." Why don't you go to those restaurants at the beginning of your shopping videos anymore? I'm just curious. I kind of now on Tuesdays, I just get, like, yogurt, and I usually get it on Monday. This is really strange, but I get it on Monday, and then I freeze it, and then eat it after I'm done uploading the shopping video. And I don't really like sitting in restaurants by myself on, like, Tuesdays. It's kind of weird, and, like, I don't know. So I don't really go in too many of those places. I don't really even go to restaurants much as it is. I get, like, food places, like, that are, like, to go kind of stuff, but don't really go to a lot of restaurants. Weirdest movie or person you've seen or met? I don't know. Weirdest movie. I think weirdest movie recently was Greasy Strangler, and then the director's other film, Beverly Luff Linn. Like, I really like those kind of like peculiar movies. Have you seen Richard Jewell or Peanut Butter Falcon? I haven't seen Richard Jewell, but I have seen Peanut Butter Falcon though. We have another super chat on here from the Fleece 2. Can we get an Evil Dead parody impression? Destroy them all, every last one of them. One of the funniest things you've done. It was like, what? I can't remember if I did like for that Evil Dead parody, if I messed with my voice, because it was kind of like, destroy them all. I can't remember how I did it. I need to look back on that, because it was like, I feel like I might have like done it later. Like I might have messed with the audio in the editing or something like that, because it was like, I can't remember how I said it though in that Evil Dead parody. But yeah, that was one of the parodies though that I really liked. Like that was one of my favorite ones that I did. No, I really like doing the parodies. Like I said though, I have to like really figure out what would be the best one. I don't want to do them when I don't really have like a good idea for it. Did you like Three from Hell? Yeah, some people didn't love that one, but I really did. I thought it was really good. I just watched VHS Nasty. Liked your view on the band list. Oh yeah, VHS Nasty. That's a documentary. I think you guys can get it on Amazon, and it's like a documentary on VHS collecting, and it's all about like the band VHS Nasty films, and I'm in there like a couple little segments in there talking about it, about VHS and everything. Best '80s slasher. Like when it comes to like slasher, like what one is my favorite? That's tough. Like, cause I like a lot of like obscure ones too. One that is so memorable is Blood Rage, which is like it's kind of now talked about as a Thanksgiving movie, but that was a really really memorable one. Do you watch all the bonus features on your Blu-rays? Sometimes. I don't watch all of them all the time though, because it's like just impossible with the amount of stuff that I review to watch all of it. But I just watched it'll be in the video on Tuesday. I got Peanut Butter Solution, the Blu-ray of that, and I watched all the stuff on that one. I watched I think 30 minutes of the movie with a commentary. I have to finish it when I have a chance, the rest of it. But like movies like that I'm really interested in, I watch all the stuff. Do you ever watch Wasting Money 1? He doesn't do videos much anymore, but I have watched his videos. Have you seen Cannibal Holocaust? If so, what do you think? Yeah, I actually like those cannibal movies. There was a cannibal movie, there was like a found footage one that Dimension Extreme released in like 2008, which I really liked. And then the last cannibal movie was, of course, Eli Roth's Green Inferno, which I really, really liked. I don't know, I think that's a cool concept. Like, I don't know, I really like cannibal movies. I didn't like with the animal stuff in the animal kind of torture killing in Cannibal Holocaust and stuff, but there's a function on that where you can watch it without it, so I always watch that one. I don't like that kind of stuff, but as a movie, it was a cool, very effective movie. Think there would be a Peanut Butter Falcon 2? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they would do with it. What is the strangest thing you currently own? I don't know. I don't know if I have anything really that weird. Wrong Turn remake coming. I heard they were doing a remake of that, which I really like those Wrong Turn movies. I know that a lot of them are not great. I think my favorite is the first, then the second, and then the fourth one in the snow. I watched that recently again at the gym. I like that one. Some of them though were those ones where it was like people were struggling to do American accents, and it was like you could tell it was shot like, I think it was like in was it Bulgaria or something? Something were shot in, and they had this like awkwardness to like it was kind of like you could tell when people were trying to do an American accent. So it was like, oh yeah, over there we go. Over there there's a little bit of a. I think I saw him over that corner over there. The accent kept breaking in those ones, and I'm one of those kind of people that really, really notices accents and really notices like if the accents are, you can hear it slipping through, and that kind of stuff. Did you like Rambo Last Blood? I did. Like, I really liked that. It was I liked it because it reminded me of like Rambo Gone Home Alone. It was like kind of like uh, a super R-rated, super gory Home Alone. That's Wrong Turn 5, I think. Yeah, I think that Wrong Turn 5 was the one that was like the accents breaking, and it was kind of weird. And today too, I saw like these Scottish guys. I think they're all at Subway. And it's one of those things you probably remember for your life. And they were all like ordering subs. They were like, "What kind of cheese do you want?" "Oh, I'm not sure. Any of it." "What kind of bread do you want?" "Oh, any of it. Just any of it. You pick it." It was these weird Scottish guys, and they were all getting subs. And it was like it was just this funny thing. And like I was like perplexed and like listening in, and everyone and I kind of like lost train of thought listening to all this about the cheese, and then the one forgot to get his sub, and they had to reorder it. It was all this big to do. But yeah, when it comes to accents, thoughts on the 1983 movie The Passing? I don't think I've seen that one. So yeah, we'll only be on here for 10 more minutes. So any last minute super chats, get the super chats in if you guys have any thing you guys would like to ask for that. Let's see. Um, do any movies stand out as being too disturbing to watch? Like I think I mentioned that a little earlier, but Martyrs is one that's hard to watch. Who do you think should win Best Actress for the Golden Globes, SAG Awards? Renee Zellweger, Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson, Cynthia Erivo, Soros or Lupita Nyong'o. Um, I don't know. Like I haven't seen the the movie that Charlize Theron is on. I haven't seen some of those ones yet. There's a lot of them I need to see still. Do you like the Naked Gun movies? No, I haven't watched those in years, but I always have thought those were fun movies. Have you seen Blood In, Blood Out? No, I've never seen that one. Let's see any other ones here. Have you seen? There's another one here that popped up and I don't see it. Does SoCal weather make it easier to work out? Well, I'm doing all the working out at in the gym, so but yeah, like it's definitely like easier because it's not like if I was in Maryland, it would be kind of hard if it was snow to get to the gym if it was like kind of got snowed in or anything. Is Antichrist the worst movie ever? That's a seriously shocking movie though. Have you seen the movie Tusk? Super weird. Yeah, that was Kevin Smith going on this sort of weird kick with that. I think that he was kind of the way I took Tusk was he was kind of sort of pissed off about certain things not coming his way with directing. I kind of get that vibe, so he kind of made the most outlandish thing he could. I still thought it was funny though. Like it was a fun watch. Disney Plus. So I do have Disney Plus, and I've watched a couple things on there. I watched like Noelle, because I want to watch like something Christmas. Do you think Critters would be worth a remake? Well, the new Critters movie that was on Sci-Fi, that Sci-Fi made, the Critters Attack with Dee Wallace. I thought that was really good, and that's kind of like a remake, sort of. Joker or Endgame. But if they did like a full remake, I don't know. I think that would be cool. Joker or Endgame though. Out of both of those, I personally would say I liked Joker more. Like I feel like that one was like a real memorable one. Have you seen 80s movie Some Girls with Patrick Dempsey? No, I've never seen that one. And then Danny the Sinnerstalker's in here and says late night movie chats. No, I know it's a late night chat. You do a lot of cardio. Yeah, mainly that's what I do is a lot of cardio. I do the treadmill, and I do like the highest incline on that. I do that for 2 hours. So I'm on there, and then I do the elliptical. How often you go to the gym? I go to the gym 3 times a week. So I usually go on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. But when I was like doing the weight loss in the beginning, I went Mondays as well. You gotta check out Uncut Gems. Now that I cannot wait to see that. Where I am though, that doesn't open until I think Christmas Day. So, but I'm definitely going to see that one. Like that's one I cannot wait to see. And I really love the director's other movie. What was it called now? I'm for some reason totally blanking on what their last movie was called. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. But with Robert Pattinson, I really, really like that one a lot. Have you seen Marriage Story? No, I need to watch that one. I've heard, I know that one went up on Netflix. Cinestalker said, "Hey, how awesome! I just got in here and was surprised, but cool. I like it." Yeah, Danny, you gotta start doing live streams as well. You gotta do one at some point. It's 7:55 in Australia. Do you watch any WWE or AEW? No, I haven't watched. I mean, I watched WWE or back when it was WWF back in the day, but I have not watched it in years. Someone says, "Don't recall. Have you seen Dog Soldiers?" No, I did. I remember when that first came out, though, how much I really loved that movie. I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but really, really liked that one a lot. Fruit or vegetables? I eat both fruits. I like apples, like every day. Like that's like when it comes to fruit, that are grapes are like the main ones. And then Danny says, "I will soon." Yeah, you definitely have got to. It's difficult at first to figure it out, how to do it, but then after you figure it out, when's your next live stream? I'm thinking about trying to do them like on Mondays. I mean, the next one I do will be at like a better time than this one. This was like a random late night one, but the next one will be, like during the day, something like that, and I'll like try and promote it more too than I'm doing it. Eat ice cream. I don't really like ice cream. I liked yogurt, so frozen yogurt. I always have. Like even as a kid, I liked TCBY. I used to go there like all the time as a kid. Drink alcohol? No, I don't drink any alcohol. I did back in the day, I actually did when I was like 18 because my mom was like, well, better to do it at home than out. You know what I mean? So like I drank like beers with MJ back in the day, and then probably don't think I've drank anything since maybe 2013, maybe something like that. Something like that. It's been a long time. How often do you rewatch movies? There's certain ones that I go back and watch all the time, like It's Pat, Clifford, Bill and Ted, like some of those ones that are like really really fun movies. Do you like any trauma films? No, I've always loved trauma. Like the best ones to me are like you know of course Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High. Someone says, "Do you eat fish or meat?" I don't eat meat. I do eat some fish. Like I eat some shrimp and crab and some of that kind of stuff. Tofu though, I do like tofu. I get like at this place called Flame Broiler. I get like the bowl. It's like white rice with tofu and vegetables. Um, Check out Breaking News by Johnny Toe. I've never seen that one. I need to check that one out. So there's only 3 more minutes left on here, guys. So if you have any last minute super chats or anything like that, get them in now. Those are going to be ending ending in 3 minutes from now. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead? P.S. Are you vegan? No, I love Shaun of the Dead. Vegan? No, I'm vegetarian, but not the best vegetarian with certain things because I don't eat, like I said, I don't eat meat per se, but I have like vitamins and gummies and stuff like that, which are gelatin. So like that's the one thing. Do you ever watch 3D Blu-rays anymore? Not really, because I don't have my current TV doesn't do it anymore, and they don't really push 3D TVs anymore. So haven't really watched in the theaters. I go to the movies with my brother, and like he really doesn't like 3D, so we haven't done 3D in forever. You got MJ drunk in that one Friday back in 2008, 2009. Yeah, the only time I was ever really drunk was the New Year's video. Do you have interest? Just want donations? Do you um, do you the Nintendo Switch? No, like I don't have like any new things. Great job as always. Always wondered, how did you start in acting? The acting came mainly from YouTube. I got asked to be in a movie called Banshee from doing YouTube. Oh, but yeah, like someone said something about donations. No, the donations honestly is to try and do different kind of videos if I do something like that. Um, Brendan needs it to pay the rent right now. Mine is to try and do go places and film some different content for you guys. Because a lot of people think I have a lot of money to do all that. I don't. I mean, I'll be honest. Eat Thai food. I eat like pho. So I like a lot of pho soup and that kind of stuff. What's the nicest hotel you ever put up in? Then I really like the one. There was like a Staybridge Suites in New Orleans. That was a really nice one that I was in. I'm trying to think of other ones. They were like really, really nice. For the worst one, I remember the worst was when I went to do this movie called The Demon of Lathran. It was like, whoa, this was like a terrible, terrible, like, everything was broken, and the hallways were like broken and hot, and that was like the worst. Like now, if that happened, I would have just left. I mean, the place was so bad. Favorite Criterion release, I think Bad Ronald should get one. No, that would be kind of cool if Criterion did Bad Ronald, because it finally came to Blu-ray, but it didn't have any features on it. Do you like Mexican food? I eat some Mexican food, like not as much as I used to though. What do you really think of Gabe? I never had really a problem with Gabe. Like I always got along with him for the most part. We had some weird stuff when we were in Vegas, but that was just because like we were crammed in that room and all that kind of stuff. Kate Blanchett or Angelina Jolie? I would say Angelina Jolie. So anyway, though, guys, it's now been an hour and a half. So thanks so much, guys, for coming on here. And I'll definitely do more of these ones. And I hope you all guys have a great, holidays. And those wondering, though, I will have a video on Tuesday on Christmas Eve. And I will be doing one on New Year's Eve as well. Because the stores are open. They have, like, limited hours. So there will be, like, shopping videos and stuff like that those days as well. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.